Isn't it ironic, getting ready to go to the G7 in Canada to fight for our country on trade, capital T, then off to Singapore to meet with North Korea and the nuclear problem. Robert De Niro, a very low IQ individual, has received that should be TOO, many shots to the head by real boxers in movies. Russia continues to say they had nothing to do with capital M meddling in our election.
The last thing before we go tonight, as you might have guessed, is about the president's Twitter feed. While we all are prone to typos, me in particular, this president could benefit from one piece of advice every journalist has heard. Everyone needs an editor. In March, one early morning tweet, since deleted, had 2 mistakes in the first 4 words. 25 minutes later, the correction came. Alex Baldwin is, of course, Alec Baldwin, and dying is spelt with a Y. But the other Trump Twitter mistakes live on without correction, like this one on the threat of a nuclear North Korea. Missile is actually spelled M-I-S-S-I-L-E, and the word stopped generally has 2 P's. And again, we all make mistakes, but the irony of tonight's presidential Twitter typo didn't go unnoticed. At 5:19 p.m. Eastern Time, real Donald Trump tweeted, quote, "After having written many best-selling books and somewhat priding myself on my ability to write, it should be noted that the fake news constantly likes to pore over my tweets looking for a mistake. I capitalize certain words only for emphasis, not because they should be capitalized. Capitalization aside, as the folks at Merriam-Webster point out, pour over, P-O-R-E, means to read or study very carefully. Pour over, P-O-U-R, is how you make expensive coffee. They also added comb over, by the way, defined as to comb hair from the side of the head to cover the bald spot. Still, others took exception with the president's claim that he has written many best-selling books, including J.K. Rowling, author of a series you might have heard about a boy wizard named Harry Potter. These are her tweets. Rowling even noted that Trump's own Art of the Deal ghostwriter, Tony Schwartz, has talked to the media. 2 years before its publication, Schwartz claims he and Trump had this conversation. "If I were you," Schwartz recalls telling him, "I'd write a book called Art of the Deal. That's something people would be interested in." You're right, Trump agreed. Do you want to write it? The president fixed today's tweet using the correct spelling, pour.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.